Hello there. For this class, I'm going to go through the tutorial on how to take one of your photographs and make it into an Old West photograph. I'm going to be mostly showing the computer screen, but audio wasn't working on there, so I'm recording audio using the camera. So here we go. So this is how it looked when we started out. Okay, here we go. So we're going to start this from the top, following the Photoshop tutorial, the link that's in the Google Classroom. So this is the picture that I took using some dressy up stuff from home. First thing to do is you right click on the background layer, select convert to smart object. That's going to allow you to make changes to your photograph that are what they call non-destructive. Means you can come back and change them later. Next, I'm going to have you come up here to the filter menu, and I'm going to have you select camera raw filter. So that's going to open up this window here. If you click on full screen mode, that'll put you in full screen. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to select black and white. And now in this is a bunch of different controls that you've got access to. And I'm going to have you select the one called black and white mix. And with black and white mix, it gives you access to all these different what used to be your colors. So there used to be a bunch of blue and some green and some reds. And for this one, I'm going to lift up my red values so you can see, and my orange, because those are some of my face tones. Now that it's black and white, those aren't as visible as they used to be. And that separation between the sky and the background isn't as good as I want it to be. So I'm going to crush my aquas and blues. And I really like how that brings out the detail in the sky. And also I like this white backlight on my hat. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is traditional old black and white photographs aren't actually black and white. They are sepia. They've got kind of a reddish hue to them. So I want you to come over to this menu called split toning. Now the tutorial recommends that you set your hue to 40 and you set your saturation to 20 for the highlights, and it recommends 45. So those are kind of the defaults. Like, I feel like that's just a little bit too much for what I want, and maybe I like it a little bit redder. So you can play with these till you get kind of a look that you feel happy with. So that gets us our sepia tone. Now we're going to add some effects. We're going to go to the effects menu, and for grain, it recommends that we set the amount to 50, the size to 60, and the roughness also to 60. And as you zoom in, you can see how that's adding a bunch of little dots and pixelation to our image. Kind of makes it look older, like you can see the grains on the old school film. Oh, and it recommends next up, while we're still in this effects menu, that we add a little vignette. Let's zoom this back out so we can kind of see what we're doing. And for vignette, it wants us to go to like 80. If I go way high, you can see it's adding kind of this circle of white. And so I want to bring that in. So this is what gives the photo this faded look, like it helps kind of sell that it's old. It's been around for a while. I'm gonna lift that up just a little bit more, not too much. Okay, so now the tutorial has us go back to the basics control panel, and wants us to lower the overall contrast by decreasing the highlights and increasing the shadows. Now I don't like what it does to this picture when I increase the shadows, because I like having that detail and being able to see the hat. So I'm gonna keep the shadows kind of where they were. But I do like that change that happens when I bring those highlights down a bit. We've added all of our different effects to this image. We've aged the edges, we've increased the contrast, we've made the parts that we want to see a little bit more visible. Now we can say OK. And now you can see that the effect has been applied to our image. And if you look, because it's a smart filter, if I click on this little eyeball by it, it'll go back and show me what my original picture looked like. Or I can go and I can see now my effect. Okay, so that's it. Pretty fast, not too crazy. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to replay it and if you missed anything. And thank you so much. Goodbye.